Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live at 5. It is February 28th. I'm Beth Stevens.
And I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And we're here in the studio with Ms. Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
We have a very special guest today.
We do. From the cake, we have Genevieve Angelson with us, going to be talking about the cake and so much more.
So much
with you.
cake, so much more.
So much cake, so much more.
But first, we're going to get to our top 5.
We're going to be able to listen to the songs of this new musical on repeat.
Yes, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations is coming to Broadway, and of course, it's getting a cast recording. It will be released by UME this spring, and here are some dates to keep track of. It's being layered out in pieces here.
I'm going to get my pen. You got dates.
Yes, make some notes here.
Let's
So
do it.
the CD will be sold at the Imperial Theater, where the show will be playing, beginning on March 21st. So you can buy the CD there, and then a digital album will become available on March 22nd. However, the CD will be available in wide release in stores not at the Imperial Theater beginning on April 19th, and a double LP vinyl version will be
fancy.
sold beginning on June 7th.
Look at that.
So 21st, go to the theater, get it. Then you can download it
All
on the
the versions.
22nd, then go to a store on the April 19th, and then they get the vinyl on June 7th. Of course, this show, Ain't Too Proud, stars Derek Baskin, James Harkness, Joanne M. Jackson, Ephraim Sykes, and Jeremy Pope. It will begin preview performances at the Imperial Theater beginning tonight. Oh my goodness, tonight Ain't Too
Wow.
Proud begins, and it will officially open on March 21st. Very excited to see this.
And 007 is returning to the stage.
Well, sort of.
Sort of.
Well, sort of. We're talking about
Sort
Daniel
of.
Craig. There have been a lot of 007s.
There have been a lot, but he's,
One of 'em.
yeah.
Dan
He's
Craig.
The current.
The current. So he's going to, I don't think he's going to wear a tuxedo for this, but I'm not sure. I can't confirm or deny. He is going to star in a benefit performance of Carol Churchill's A Number at New York Theater Workshop. Now, here's something interesting. I've got some tidbits for you. Ready?
Lay 'em on me.
Well, first of all, let me tell you, this benefit is March 10th at 7 o'clock at New York Theater Workshop. And Sam Gold, who is very much in demand director,
Tony
will
Award
be helming that this one-night benefit. But Daniel Craig was in the original production of A Number at the Royal Court Theatre in London in 2002. He played the son, Michael Gambon. It's very hard to say. Dumbledore. I was going to say that. Dumbledore in the later Harry Potter movies was the father. And then New York Theater Workshop did this in 2005 with Sam Shepard and Dallas Roberts.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
the connection. I don't know if he's playing the son or the father now.
Who knows?
We don't know.
Mystery to be
We don't know if
solved.
he has a martini or a tuxedo, but it's happening.
Very cool.
This upcoming new play has just added another producer.
Yes, What the Constitution Means to Me, Heidi Schreck's critically acclaimed play, will begin previews on March 14th. It will open on March 31st. You only have a limited time to see it. It's playing through June 9th. But here's what's interesting. Jose Antonio Vargas, who is a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, he's also a immigration rights activist and a filmmaker. He has joined as a producer. He joins Broadway vets Diana DeMena, Aaron Glick, and Matt Ross as producers of this show. Oliver Butler directs this production. Jose Antonio Vargas put out a memoir in September of last year, Dear America, Notes of an Undocumented Citizen. This is very cool. Everyone is talking about what the Constitution means to me.
Yes, that's true.
I'm very excited, and I know we've got maybe some special things about that coming out soon.
Stay tuned.
But very cool to have this Pulitzer Prize winner's voice added to this production.
And some screen stars are getting together for this new work.
Listen to this splashy news. Are you ready?
Listening.
Susan
Buckled in.
Sarandon,
Yes.
we've heard of her. Marin
Yep.
Ireland,
Oh, I love her.
I knew you were going
Yes.
to say that, are going to star in Jesse Eisenberg's Happy Talk. And this will be happening, directed by Scott Elliott, will be happening April 30th and opening on May 16th at Off-Broadway's Pershing Square Signature Center. And this is only through June 2nd, so limited time to see this play. And here's what it's about. Reveals the absurd lengths people go to save themselves in the name of saving others. I don't know what that means,
Very
but I'll
vague,
see.
but very fascinating. Yeah.
A little bit vague.
Jesse Eisenberg, he's such a prolific playwright now.
He's a playwright.
Like,
He's
yeah.
an actor, of course.
Absolutely.
And Susan Sarandon, Marin Ireland.
Legends.
Congratulations are in order because a new musical just started preview performances.
However, Spoiler, it's not a musical.
Not a
It's a
Did I say
play.
musical?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
What are we talking
The
about?
musical version of King
Musical.
Lear.
It's called
No.
Lear!
My
Exclamation
favorite.
point.
Dang
No,
it.
It is the most recent Broadway revival of Shakespeare's King Lear. Glenda Jackson is, of course, starring. She is not singing, as we know, as far as we know. in
never
this.
know.
That we know
but
of.
Yeah, that we know of now. But she is starring as King Lear. She just recently won a Tony Award for Three Tall Women. It is directed, speaking of prolific, Sam
The
Gold.
in-demand Sam
the
Gold.
very in-demand Sam Gold is directing. Co-starring with Glenda Jackson are Ruth Wilson, Jane Howdyshell, John Douglas Thompson, and many more Broadway favorites. It'll officially open on April 4th at the Golden Theater. And once again, you only have a limited time to see this. It will play a limited run through July 7th.
But
So
when does the
make
album
sure-
drop?
So on the 21st, make sure you go see King Lear. I mean, this is a feat
Yes.
Glenda Jackson's pulling off.
a
Very
monster
exciting.
role.
And also, just to mention, the final episode of Queen of New York, Christiane Pitz's vlog for King Kong, is on the site right now. Very sad to have that ending.
And
but
she talks to a bunch of kids. She goes to Harlem
Oh,
to a charter
fantastic.
school, and it's great. And she sings with them too.
it's been so wonderful
So
following
check it
her
out.
King Kong journey. All right, that's it for me.
Thanks,
It is
Ryan.
now time for Genevieve.
Thank
Yes,
you,
my pleasure.
Caitlin. Tell us a little bit about our guest.
Gladly, yes. We have Genevieve Angelson in the studio with us today. Like we said, she is currently in The Cake off Broadway. She's known for her screen work, which includes recurring roles in House of Lies, Backstrom, Good Girls Revolt, one of my personal favorites, and her new show, Flack, which airs Thursdays at 10 p.m. on Pop TV. She made her Broadway debut in 2013 with Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike. Make sure to follow her on social media at Genevieve Angelson, and please leave all of your questions in the comments below. Please welcome Genevieve and Beth.
Thanks, Caitlin. Hi, Genevieve.
Thank you
Thanks for
having
coming.
me.
Well, first of all, I'm really excited for The Cake. So we have to talk about this play. So this is at MTC. Tell me what this play is all about. I have an inkling, but I want to hear it from you.
It's about two lesbians who want to buy a wedding cake, and I play the wedding cake.
And I'm sure you do it beautifully. No, so you play one of the partners in this couple. And so tell
I'm
me
sorry,
how-
that's one way of putting what this play is about.
Oh, okay.
It's I mean, that's the sort of crux of the play is it's sort of ripped from the headlines in that it's about a couple that wants to buy a wedding cake from a baker who doesn't feel comfortable selling it to them. It is not based specifically on the Supreme Court case because it's
set in the South,
yes,
and there's different relationships with the people.
completely the creation of Becca Brunstetter, the playwright.
Who you might know from a little show called This Is Us.
This is us.
Yeah.
Just
among other
I want to
things.
let you know.
But yeah, I mean, it is a very personal story to Becca. It's set in the town where she grew up, and it's really about fleshing out what it would look like to be inside of that kind of an obstacle. Yeah.
So it seems to me that you have some connections to some of the people in this play. So tell me about that.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is the funniest thing. So the woman that I'm playing opposite, Miranda Anderson, truly
plays your fiancé.
Plays my fiance. Just gift to us all on this planet, truly gracing us all with her presence. She is amazing. She and I were actually classmates in graduate school, so we went to NYU grad acting
Did
together.
you know you would be doing this? Like, did you go
Well,
in together to?
After I was cast, they brought in a couple of people, and when I saw her, I was like, pick her, that's the one. That's the one. Of course, she got it completely of her own merits. I didn't really, need to do that.
right.
But we just have had the most unbelievable time playing together because, in fact, we've known each other for, since day one of acting school. So.
And that's a kind of an intimate. I mean, how many people are in an?
Oh my
acting
God,
school
it's
class?
overly intimate. It's like, get me away from these people. She was the one person I didn't feel that way about. No offense. I want really good
All
things
you other
for
people
all of them.
that she wanted to get away from.
No. It was, at NYU, it was like 18-hour days, 6 days a week. I mean, you woke up and you went to school, and 11 o'clock, you went home and you slept for 5 minutes, and you woke up and you went back to school.
So you already had this kind of intimacy going into this
Yeah.
rehearsal process.
Yeah, but yes and no. I mean, having worked together so much was such such a great thing to build upon. But I feel so much closer to her now. It's funny how it takes over. I mean, I envy the person that ends up with Miranda Anderson because she is a gift, and playing her fiance has been like it's the most fun acting couple I've ever been a part of.
So you went off and we did Vanya and Sonia Masha and Spike, which was so delicious on so many levels.
Yeah.
With a wonderful cast.
Mm-hmm.
But you went off and did a lot of television. And what brought you back to doing theater?
I will tell you exactly what brought me back.
Oh, there was something.
I was in London, and my agent invited me to the opening of this little play called The Inheritance by Matthew Michael
Two-play
Lopez.
epic. Gorgeous play. 2 plays, really.
It was one of those theater experiences where you walk in, and when you leave, you are a different person than you were at the beginning of the day. And I did the whole marathon. I did the matinee
all
part
one day.
1,
It's a lot of
show
sitting.
part 2. It went by in 30 seconds. And I just felt like, in this day and age, in this political climate, in the line of work that I am in, yes, it is true that there are film and TV projects where you can really expand your reach in terms of how many people can recognize you, and therefore what kind of a platform you're on and how kind of effective you can be as an activist and as a public servant.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just nothing like being able to change the cells of the people in the room.
Oh, wow.
And that's what happened to me that day. And I was just like, okay, I'm done for a while.
Not a part for you in that play. It's like an all-male cast.
Sadly, no. Sadly, no, they would not have me. I did try. I did feel like I was in that play because I was crying so hard that I felt like I was a member of the cast. And at
They
the
were
end,
aware of you in that.
I did
the
kind
audience.
of want to bow, thank you so much. I went through a lot.
Thank you for going on this journey with me.
Vanessa Redgrave,
Right, she
maybe
does
I'll
have a
age
small
into that role.
In a bit, yeah.
Just a moment. Just a moment. So anyway, I went and I did Cat on a Hot Tin Roof this summer in Chicago, and that was a total
Maggie the Cat.
friggin' gift. And it turns out that was preparing me to come back to New York after 5 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So doing Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and doing The Cake, do you have a Southern accent in both? Well, you do as Maggie the Cat. You just do.
Well, you just do as Maggie the Cat. But I don't in The Cake. I do at moments that I've chosen in shades where I'm just talking about my family, or I'm talking with someone that I know from my childhood, but otherwise no. And Becca doesn't have an accent. And I think there are moments in which she will maybe say y'all or,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always been very
So you had to
available.
leave Maggie behind. This is totally a new world.
Well, it's totally a new character. So leaving Maggie behind, while painful, was also absolutely necessary because Maggie was a hustler, and this girl ain't that. No, she's not that at all. She is real confused about how she's gonna be gay in front of the
Southern
people from her
people.
past. Yeah.
Wow.
And tell me about working with Deborah Joe.
Oh. I really think
That was like a speechless moment there.
I really think plays choose us. And I really think this one chose me so that I could meet her.
Oh.
Deborah Joe.
And she's been with this play in all of its iterations. She originated this role elsewhere.
She did. I mean, the play has been performed quite a few times, and she's done 3 of those productions.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot put into words exactly what this woman means to me. I almost feel
won't
like
make
I
you.
have to stay
We
there,
won't
but
make
I really do feel like it's in the stars that I met her, and she, it's so important to me, I think, as a young woman, to find other women who are further along in their careers who I want to emulate. People who, it's really, really difficult as an actor. There isn't a straight and narrow path, right? It's not like you go to medical school and then you become a doctor.
Right.
You could do any number of millions of things, and you hit when you're 12 or you hit when you're 52 or whenever you hit, and, however you get there. And I think it's just really important to have godmothers and guides, and I want what she has, I really do. She's super fulfilled by her work. She's the hottest thing, slamming hot babe, and energy coming out of her ears, and smart as hell, loves her life, lives so well, is a genius artist, and I care for her deeply. Yeah.
I can tell. All right, we're going to get to your questions, but first, speaking of people that you really connect with, we have to talk about Anna Paquin.
Oh my gosh, Anna Paquin and
So
my
there-
love story is like the headline of, I don't know. So I thought I was
Your
doing
love story. Well, you play sisters.
True.
Right.
I thought, okay, I'm referring to a recent article on page 6.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought, I'm going to tell you about it. You probably haven't been Googling me the way that my mom Googles me. I thought I was doing an interview with page 6 about this TV show I'm on called Flack on Pop
Which
TV.
is pretty fabulous.
Episode 2 airs tonight. So in 5 hours, come right back to a screen and
And you
watch
play
that.
sisters, and she's kind of the wild one, and you're the, you have a family, a little more
I'm
staid.
walking the straight and narrow.
Right.
But here I was doing this interview for page 6, thinking like I'm doing this thing with other members of the cast and crew about Flack and the show and why you should watch it. They read an entire article just about how much I love Anna. That is literally the only thing the article was about. And I was like, okay, this is the news. All right, here we go.
That's the headline, and that's the story.
That was really sweet of them, actually. Anyway, she and I have had instant chemistry. Sometimes you have to kind of find it and work at it and listen for the thing that you really
playing
connect to.
sisters can be tough, so
Wasn't
you
tough.
need to connect. Yeah.
It was just good luck. It was like,
well, according to
fit like a
page
glove.
6, you are, fully in love, and
Fully
you live with her
invested.
now. Yeah,
Yes,
and you
yes,
share shoes and closets.
There's
and-
paperwork.
Yeah.
There's paperwork. There have been blood tests.
Good luck with getting a cake. Anna Paquin. All right, guys, we're going to take your questions.
That's amazing. Yes. So Christian actually wants to know, how do you balance doing off Broadway? Like you're like doing the cake now off Broadway while also having like Flack on TV. How do you find that balance? How do you keep your body zen and
What
right?
I
Tell us about
recommend
your
is
Zen.
shooting Flack last spring and doing the cake now. That helps. And I'm not doing them both at the same time, actually. And then I recommend, having no kids. Having no kids definitely helps.
So if you have them, get rid of them.
My dog has some resentments, I think. I'm going to have to
Wait,
check
tell
in
us
with
your dog's
those.
name.
Jack Lemmon.
Is
He's
this
probably
not genius?
watching right now. Hi, baby.
Where did you come up with that name? Where did you find that name?
It's just how he introduced himself. I adopted him, and
He said, "Hello, I'm Jack Lemmon," and you were like,
That is
"Nice
correct.
to meet you."
I was like, okay, all right, all right. People are like, if you got another dog, would you name it Walter?
You always
Matthau?
call- yeah,
I'm like, no, I didn't meet that. I only met. What are you talking about?
Do you call him Jack Lemmon? You don't call him Jack. Yeah. That's
Full
normal.
name. Full
That's
name.
normal.
Correct.
He doesn't make you call him Mr. Lemmon.
No, I mean in public, but I know power dynamics are a big thing with him. He hasn't really come through the gender role revolution. He still wants me to.
Still wants.
He wants me to go by Lemon.
Oh, well, I mean,
yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
So Alex wants to know, what is the biggest difference between doing screen versus stage?
Talk louder. Hi, Alex.
Don't go to graduate school. It's all right here, ladies
That's right.
and gentlemen.
I'm going to save you a pretty penny right now.
talk louder.
Talk louder.
Louder talking.
I love that.
Also, one take. One take.
One take.
That's it.
One take. Well, one take, many performances.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, one take for that audience.
That's true. That's true.
One take per audience.
I love that. Yes.
You get to rehearse for theater.
While we're talking about your theater, tell us your memories of Anya and Sonia and Masha and especially Spike.
It was another. I was shot out of a cannon. I was so lucky. I got plucked right out of grad school with a job. I got that job
With a starry cast and a great play that no one knew.
my favorite playwright. And
Christopher
I
Durang.
discovered you, Mr. Matthew Michael Lopez, still holding out for my audition to play a gay man
In The Inheritance.
I'm practicing by being
Coming
a lesbian
soon.
right now. God, I mean, on my first job, my first day out of school, I'm sitting in a room with Sigourney Weaver and David Hyde Pierce and Christine Nielsen and
Yeah.
the likes of Billy Magnuson and Shalita Grant
Right.
and Christopher Durang. And I mean, I think it was also for me, it's so funny. When Nina first enters that play, she has a full fan meltdown, right? Just completely loses it. She can't believe she's meeting her idol. And in fact, that's what happened for me when I met Christine Nielsen.
That's amazing.
No offense to Sigourney Weaver, I just happened to have that reaction to Christine Nielsen, which I just have to assume that anyone who's watching Broadway.com also has, which
Yes.
is that she is. So Dionysus made her. She is some sort of a genius from another I don't know. And I truly lost my mind. And I don't know if Christine knew what to do with me. In fact, I think she thought, oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to work with this psychotic child. Somebody call security.
Somebody help me.
Because I think I cried. I think I went full curtain of tears. Like, I'm so amazed.
So you could access that later.
Yeah. I'm amazed by talent. I'm amazed by talent.
And what a great cast that was.
Yeah.
All around. All right, we're going to take time. We have time for one more question.
Yeah, let's do one more question. And the last question is, a lot of people are just saying, rest in peace, Good Girls Revolt, and just how much they love it. And can you speak on that experience?
Yeah, tell us about that. Such a great show. Tell
a
everyone
great
the premise
show.
for people who don't know.
Okay, so the premise was Good Girls Revolt was a show on Amazon that was about an actual lawsuit that was waged against Newsweek magazine in 1969 when if you were a woman and you worked there, you had to be a researcher. You could not be a journalist and put your name on stories. All of the actual journalists for the magazine were men, and so the women banded together and staged this lawsuit and won, and it changed the politics. It changed the law about gender discrimination in the workplace forever. And this was a show
and you got
about
to immerse
that.
yourself in that era.
I got to immerse myself in that era, and then the show was prematurely canceled. Based not at all on
Not on audience response.
critical response, audience response, or commercial response. So there were some big question marks about what happened there. And just after Hillary Clinton won the popular vote and lost the election, so
I like the way
it
you put
was
that.
yes, it was a very, very difficult time, and really. Oh my God, 2 years ago now. So all I have really said pretty much since then is like, it's just more important we do the work in real life. It would have been amazing to have a second and a third and a fourth season. And I would sacrifice absolutely all of those seasons if that anger and sadness galvanized us to create change. And I'm not going to say that our show getting canceled had anything to do with like the midterm elections or anything like that. But I do think that, people who were drawn to that show were activist voters and I have seen incredible things happen since then. So I'm sorry.
I can't wait to see the next project you do based on a Supreme Court case.
I would love what the Constitution means to me. I didn't get any phone calls. I didn't get any phone calls for Lear the musical.
Rewind if you're watching this later. Hey, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so
You guys go see The Cake at MTC. And Caitlin, take us out, please.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single day on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for #live@5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We talk to Michael Kilgore all about the cast recording of Songs for a New World.